We got this from Daily Mail. Take a look at this. Google drops its sponsorship of Pride and Drag Show after hundreds of workers signed a petition calling it a direct affront to the religious beliefs and sensitivities of Christians. What is this? Wow. Seamus?
Look at that.
I thought you guys were being oppressed.
You thought
it's a war on Christian.
Listen, we're pushing back. We're saying we're done. We're finished. No, I mean, obviously, Christians are one of the groups that you're allowed to hate on in America. And as it turns out, they're getting kind of sick of it. And they're starting to actually stand up for their values. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I'm very proud of all of these people for standing up and saying something. Because one thing we've said on this show countless times is that if you're in one of these positions, if you're at one of these companies, and you're too afraid to speak up, the problem is only going to get worse. So thank you to everyone who signed this open letter.
But I also think we're finally starting to see conservatives take the advice that, for one, I've been saying for a long time, and that's use their own laws against them. Mm-hmm. It is illegal to discriminate on the basis of gender, sex, race, religion, national origin, etc. So when they announced they're doing this is what I was saying about that kid, the kid in Boston or whatever who wore the shirt that said there are two genders, and they were like, you got to take off the shirt. It offends people. They should have immediately said, okay, we are countersuing for the school to remove anything referencing pride because it offends Christians.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it. These Google employees were like, hey, you're discriminating against us based on religion. That's illegal. And what did Google do? I don't think Google cares about Christians. I think they're worried about lawsuits.
Yeah.
They'll lose them.
Dude, it'll be like Easter, and then their little Google graphic will be some insanely obscure Marxist theorist birthday or something. Yeah. I mean, they don't care about Christians at all.
Yeah, well, I agree with you on that, but I think a lot of these companies are starting to wake up. The Bud Light boycott was incredibly successful, the outrage on Target. And another exciting thing is that conservatives are not just able, we're not just boycotting these companies now. They're taking their dollars and shopping with their values. And you're seeing marketplaces. You had Michael Seifert on last night from Public Square. The dude's crushing it. He's got like 1 million daily or monthly active users, tens of thousands of businesses from all across the country on his app, Public Square. And, Americans are like, I don't want to give my dollars to these companies that hate my guts. I want to shop with my values. I'm going to support a local business in my community that says they, respect me and respect my values. And so it's a good step in the right direction. But like, I agree with what Seamus is saying. You go onto Google on Easter and there's nothing. But if you go onto Google on Juneteenth, it's the biggest celebration in the history of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Or it can be like a Christian holiday and they'll find a way to honor something else instead. It's ridiculous.
I want to know more about this story. What did Google actually pull support from?
They were going to have a drag show. They say Google dropped its sponsorship of a San Francisco Pride event. The tech giant sponsors a series of LGBT events across the U.S. annually, and this year, the headline event was due to be a Pride and drag show at Beau Gay Bar featuring popular performer Peaches Christ. But employees noticed Google removed the show from its internal events page after a petition was launched opposing the event on religious grounds.
Well, it sounds like they did it because the performer named himself Christ.
Yeah, they're like directly and clearly mocking Christianity.
So if you live in LA, file a federal lawsuit over the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence performing at Dodgers.
Yep.
And it's like, if you want to do a drag show, fine. You probably shouldn't have kids there and it shouldn't be done in the stadium. But you want to bring on people to explicitly mock someone, a group of people? Sorry, those are your laws. You can't do that. Sue. Mm-hmm.
So
start suing.
I suppose a drag show doesn't necessarily upset Christianity, but it's calling yourself Christ that upset Christianity.
Well, drag shows upset Christians too, but I think in order to put together an open letter that says there's religious discrimination specifically, it obviously helps that it's an open mockery of Christianity.
Yeah, drag shows probably bother Christians for a lot of reasons, but not as Christians.
And they don't necessarily...
even as Christians, right? Like the Deuteronomy says a man's not supposed to wear a woman's clothing or a woman man's clothing.
Right, I understand that, but my point is, if a guy puts on a dress and crazy makeup and dances on stage, he's not intentionally trying to attack Christians.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the fact that this guy was specifically singling Christianity out gives them the grounds to say it's religious discrimination if the company we work at funds this or sponsors this.
I was thinking about Shakespeare a lot lately because they used to wear drag. The women weren't allowed to perform, weren't allowed to be actors back then. So they would all the women would be played by men in drag. But it was widely accepted. I don't know how grotesque they would get on stage. I don't think there's a lot of simulated sex in
I think
Shakespeare.
it's a bit different.
This is culture war winning. This is Google of all organizations backing off of a pride event. And it's not the first time we've seen something like this. Seamus actually put out a cartoon today that it's been a very bad Pride month.
Exactly. They haven't been getting what they've wanted.
Starbucks pulled back.
Right.
Yeah.
And then in Seamus' cartoon, the woman looks at her phone and all the logos are changing back to normal. But yeah, after like a day or two, these companies are pulling away from this because regular people are saying, not interested.
I didn't see all the companies change their logos from their normal logo to their Pride logo this year.
Are you changing your picture for MAGA month?
I will be.
Of course,
absolutely.
yeah. I mean,
everyone on July 1st, everyone's profile pictures have to be changed to an American flag version.
But Sally, use your blue check for a little while on Twitter.
If you change your picture?
Yep.
What?
Be careful.
I've heard that
Be
too.
careful.
Or your name.
Add the American flag to your bio.
if
you
you change
lose your
anything-
verification.
No. Change your profile picture to be the same one, but with a background of an American flag.
You still lose if you change your profile
What?
picture. You
Yeah,
lose
he's right, he's
verification.
right.
It takes about 3 days to
Really?
get it re-verified. It took me about 3 days. To
Yeah, you still get it back, but
But I tell you what, it ain't gonna stop me.
What do you love more, that check mark or your flag?
That's what I'm talking
Come on
about.
now.
I got no
I have the
issue.
flag in my bio.
Who needs a check mark when you got
And
America?
proud to
Yeah,
be
but
an American.
we're corporate verified, so I think we don't. That wouldn't matter for us
They might fast track you
because we're an approved organization with Twitter.
You know what? I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
YOLO.
I believe you're right though, Alex. That it is the policy that if you change your name on Twitter or your profile picture, there's a day or there's a set amount of time where they've got to re-verify you, and then they don't charge you money or anything. They just need to make
the
sure.
way
you
it
didn't
works for
do something
organizations,
offensive.
we just give someone verification and you're verified instantly.
Well, did you see Congressman Wesley Hunt? And you guys had him on the program. He's introducing
great.
a resolution in Congress to make July American Pride Month.
MAGA month.
And so, MAGA month, American Pride Month, maybe got the idea from your show. But, it's going to be a congressional resolution. And so if anybody disrespects the law, well, we got to hold them accountable.
June is American Greatness Month. And so what was happening was all of these organizations were changing their corporate logos to rainbows to symbolize God's covenant to the earth. So it was actually, they're all Christians.
It's just a long game.
It's a long game. No, but I was saying this for a while. I think, Seamus, I think you should fly a rainbow flag, and I think Christians should march at their protests with rainbow flags.
We just have to
Not
make
the
it,
same
make
one.
It exact. You need to make it abundantly clear this is ours. You took it from us.
I would recommend that you take the actual rainbow, the full colors, in God's covenant, and fly that flag. So it is somewhat discernibly different, but kind of similar. The point being, do you really think the left, based on how they operate tribally, is going to defend their use of it? They're gonna run screaming.
Oh,
from
the left's going to claim that Christians appropriated the rainbow from the LGBTQ community.
They'll stop flying the rainbow flag. They'll change.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. You'll be like, we're totally. You'll respond to them. Hey, that's really cool that you have a rainbow. That's our symbol, and it's been for thousands of years too.
Stole it.
But don't even say that. Just be like, we're gonna fly this. We're gonna fly a rainbow flag too. Then when they go and march, all you got to do is when you see a guy with a pride flag, be like, "Hey, Christians!" Like, no, we're not. Be like, well,
Look at it's Christo-fascists. They're trying to take the country over and force their values on us.
like if you're not Christians, why are you flying God's covenant flag? And it'll be like, it's not. It's the pride flag. And it'll be like,
That's one of the deadly sins. That doesn't line up with his covenant.
The rainbow's the symbol of God's covenant. It's a Christian symbol and has been forever.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's interesting. Are there 7 colors of the rainbow? Is that right?
Yeah, I think
And there's 7
Roy G.
virtues
Biv.
in Catholicism.
Yeah,
7 virtues.
7 virtues, 7
They're
colors of
talking
the
like,
rainbow.
this is the 7 deadly sins.
it's broken
and the
into 7.
Yeah,
That's a holy number, too,
heavenly
7.
virtues,
Are there
yeah,
7 virtues? Like
seven.
inversions of the 7 deadly sins?
Yeah.
There's 7 sins and 7 virtues. Each one has a like chastity and lust are like opposites.
So
the virtue and the
the
sin.
7 heavenly.
I would like to
virtues
get a
are-
prism and blast some light behind me and split it into 7 colors behind me. I don't want to actually fly a flag behind me, but I'd love to get that rainbow visage behind me. That'd look cool.
I just
But
don't
actual
understand why
light.
Christians have given up on that symbol.
Well,
That's crazy
I
to me.
think because Christians weren't flying rainbow flags around before the alphabet people took it.
But still, I mean, it's crazy to think that for thousands of years the rainbow was a symbol of Christianity, and then 20, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, really, but popularized in the past couple decades, all of a sudden now the rainbow is a symbol of pride.
How did it become a symbol of Christianity?
Well, because after the flood, God sent a rainbow as a sign that he would not flood the world again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the sign of the end of the storm. Just in general,
Yeah,
the storm is
a way
ended?
of putting it. I guess that's a way of putting it. It's like a promise, specifically in this instance, like a promise that he would not flood the world again.
Like God's covenant with the earth.
But a lot of people are upset about that.
Yeah.
About what? The fact that they stole it, or that
No,
he won't flood it
that
again?
he won't
Because
flood
I
it
get it.
again.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, well, who am I to question? But
It's like, bro, I will build the boat. Just let me know when. Yeah, the subreddit Noah get the boat, and it shows people doing horrifying things. Dude, watch any random I don't know, world star hip hop video out of New York late at night, and you'll just be like, it's time to build the ark.
Is it raining?
Yeah.
I think we're passing through the torrid meteor stream again. What is it, every 23,000 years? I don't want to miscalculate things.
Really?
But apparently the last time the Earth was flooded was when we were passing through the torrid meteor stream. They call it the torrid because it's when we are viewing Taurus, the constellation, is when we're passing through the meteor stream. And those are the meteors that peppered the North American ice shelf and the North Asian ice shelf and caused a global flood. And apparently we're going to be passing through this again, or are passing through it right now.
Yeah, September.
It's amazing, this confluence of events, how things are coming full circle, you may say.
It peaks in November.
Yep.
So we better have your boat built by then.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's pray that we don't
boy.
strike one of these, because it's madness and chaos out there. But there isn't a magnetic field. There's a repulsive mechanism that Earth has, I think, that is working in synergy with us, as long as we don't piss the planet off. And I'm not like a climate change activist.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on a second. Where are we taking
I
this?
do want to clean up the Earth, though, because there's a way. If we knock out our magnetic field with pollution or something, or like nuclear weapons, we very well might get hit by outer forces.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.